This time it is a good moment, especially in understanding what the prophet is. We as Catholic Church, we recognize two kinds of prophets. We have what we call major prophets and minor prophet. Major prophet, we can talk an example of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel. When we give an example about the prophet who are minor, we can talk, for example, Amos, Joel, Obadiah, Daniel, and others. My interest today is going to focus on Prophet Amos. Prophet Amos, we want to see his message and what God told him to tell his people Israel. When Amos visited Israel, he saw that there was an economic prosperity and a military might, but he could not see beneath the surface. He knew that the true health of the society would not be measured merely in terms of economy, prosperity, but be assessed from a morality of the nation. Divine judgment is a result of Israel's crimes, which Amos summarized as the lack of the respect for the law and the abuse of justice. Here we are to understand that Prophet Amos focus on justice. Some they do say that is a prophet of justice. That is, when you want to see it, the abuse of justice done by the judge is in Amos chapter 5 verse 7, 10 and 11. The greedy business people who make great profit at the expenses of the poor. You know the cry of the poor reach in heaven in the eyes of God. That is Amos chapter 8 verse 4 up to 8. And the lack of the respect for the law of God that leads the nation to self-destruction. We know the destruction of the temple that was caused by the lack of respect of God. The political economy and the religious institutes crushed the poor, where the leaders of the nation could not care about the poor. Also the economy, it was too much. Religious institute, also it was not in favor of the poor. All this reaches the eyes of God. Then Amos came as the help of the Christian, as a consolation through his justice. Amos's voice is severe as an uncompromising call for just world as desired by Yahweh or God. The flicker of hope expressed at the end of the book, in chapter 9, verse 11 up to 15, when you read the same book of Amos, is considered as authentic by many scholars. The hard reality of Amos is not the tone of doom, but the perennial relevance of its message beyond its own world and time. Human nature being the same, the social evil of Amos' time are still experiencing. In the world of today, these messages continue to speak to each other successive generation with the same intimate and relevance agent. Amos is very, very diplomatic in the way of understanding the God, in the way of understanding one another. This is a call for me. This is a call to everyone to fight for justice. Recently, I passed through the book of Kaisa Emir Hill, who came in Kenya around 60 something, but he died in 2000 because he understand really what Amos preached about injustice, peace, life which was expensive, and he ended up losing his life. That is our turn and our days where we see every person is interested in his own way of living, in greedy, in self-interest, so that we can overcome all kind of temptation and we become the people of God. Otherwise, we might end up going back as Israelites, and we start to complain to God that what God is doing to us is not fair, while we are the one who have turned against God. I pray that everyone might follow the example of the prophet Amos, so that he might be a social justice man, social justice woman in his area. May God bless all of us to be a peacemaker, a peace just men and women. Amen.